I mean, as an officer, you should know that Roe v. Wade is not the law of the land. The Constitution does not allow for people to be murdered.
You can't just pick and choose what you want to switch around.
That's what you're doing, sir. I'm telling you, this is not constitutional for them to murder babies. The Supreme Court does not make law. Roe v. Wade is not a law, it's an opinion of a court. The Supreme Court trashed the Constitution by supposedly legalizing mass murder. Just like the Supreme Court once said that black people were not people. But now we recognize that as wrong. But for some reason we don't recognize this as wrong because of the Supreme Court. So we are upholding the Constitution by doing this. And you are not. And I say that respectfully. I'm not trying to be mean or rude. What's that?
You're entitled to your opinion.
I'm telling you fact. It's not. I'm telling you fact. I'm just telling you, sir. You're respectful. We're doing your job for you. So please let us do it.
It's a good job by not standing in front of the door.
We haven't stood in front of the door, sir. We're not blocking the door.
I'm not just here.
What's that?
I'm not here because I have a car that you guys are standing in front of the door. You can't stand.
Okay, well they were lying to you then. We have not blocked the door.
Tell me what's going on.
Okay,
You can't stand in front of the door.
Well, we haven't. We haven't blocked the door. I mean, yeah, you get.
Passing it on.
Okay, yeah, just because you get calls, people call and.
That's what we do. That's what I get paid for. Respond to.
And yeah, so we're gonna keep doing your job.
I appreciate it.
Maybe one day, please consider what your duty really is to protect these children.
And so I want to thank you for your work because I know there's a lot of stuff going on in this city that's really crazy and people are like being idiots all the time and getting themselves killed. And I want to thank you for the work that you do.
And that's part of why I'm trying to speak respectfully to you, because I know you get a lot of trash from people. You maybe have dealt with Antifa or the BLM idiots, thugs, and I know they're hateful people. I've dealt with them myself. And I know you have a hard job. We all know you have a hard job. So I mean, when I'm saying these things, I'm not trying to be disrespectful or even mean. I'm just telling you that that's reality from how we as Christians see it, and we're trying to help you understand that. And we're simply doing the job of the police. The police in the city are not enforcing the Constitution to protect these babies from being murdered. So we're doing it. May I ask, are you a Christian officer? So so you'll be held more accountable to God. See, if I chose to become a police officer, I would lose my badge the first day. You know why? Because I would uphold the Constitution. I would protect these children, and I'd be fired for doing it. That's one reason I don't become an officer, because I would be fired the first day, maybe put in jail. For upholding the Constitution, that sounds upside down because it is. That's not the way it should be. But that's the result of a nation in rebellion against God. So I mean, right is wrong, wrong is right, as the Bible says in the book of Isaiah. And we've called this evil, and we've called this good, baby murder, and those who are trying to protect these children, we call them evil. It's totally upside down. So I mean, really, think about what your duty before God is. And also the Constitution. God gave us a Constitution to protect our freedom to be on the sidewalk and many freedoms in this country, and their freedom to the right to life, liberty, and property. And the 5th and 14th Amendments of the Constitution, no person shall be deprived of life. That's being violated in this building right here, and many other places around Chicago. And the police are protecting that. The police are ensuring that the 5th and 14th Amendments in this city are being violated on a daily basis to the most helpless and vulnerable in the city. What's that? They do. They do by driving by coming out here and protecting these murderers. Yeah, it's allow it, sanction it, same thing. The police, including yourself, are sanctioning it. You are, because you are not doing your duty. What's that? Sorry, I can't hear you.
The government gave the rights to these people to do this.
Actually,
not the police.
But the police sanction it right now.
The police enforce the laws. The police enforce the laws, and this is not a law. It's recognized as law, just like slavery once was. The Dred Scott decision. look up the Federal Fugitive Slave Act that was passed in 1850. In a nutshell, if a slave ran away from his master, it was the duty of every citizen, if a citizen who found, was that law? No, it was not law because it was evil. It violated God's law and it violated the Constitution. We recognize that today. Why don't we recognize this? That this is a violation of the Constitution. Well, it is, and please know this, that one day we will see this the same way. And you'll have to look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, if you choose to continue to protect this, you'll have to look yourself in the mirror and tell your children, your grandchildren, maybe your great-grandchildren, why I did not act as an officer, why I went along with the status quo, why I refused to do my job as an officer, and why I was honestly bothering the Christians out there who were trying to do my job. Well, and I'm not saying you're being a jerk. I'm not. You're not. I've dealt with jerks, cops who are jerks in the city. You're not a jerk. I thank you for being respectful, polite. But please understand that I am saying that to you just in truth, that we are doing your job. And just think about that. Like, why are we out here? We're out here on little sleep. I got like 3 hours of sleep, not even 3 hours of sleep last night. Why would I come out here on that kind of sleep when I didn't want to be here? Why would I do that? Why would anyone do that? Because they're murdering people. Yeah, I mean, it's because as a Christian and as a man, I have a duty to protect these children, whether or not it's convenient, comfortable, whether I want to, I feel like it. I didn't want to come here when I needed more sleep. And others in our group, they got a little sleep last night too. And so it's, what we realize what we're telling you is hard to hear, because maybe this is...
Just listen to what you're saying.
Yeah, and are you familiar with the doctrine of the lesser magistrates? Have you heard of that? In a nutshell, you don't have any of the magistrate literature. In a nutshell, the doctrine of the lesser magistrates, when a higher ranking civil authority, magistrate, makes a law, policy, or court opinion that contradicts the law of God, then it is the duty of the lower ranking magistrate, such as yourself, to not only refuse to abide by or enact that law, but to actively resist it. So that this is so that's what I'm talking about. This is where the higher ranking magistrates, the Supreme Court, have enacted evil. So it's the duty of everybody from the president all the way to the police officer yourself to refuse to adhere to that, to adhere to the Supreme Court when they violate God's law and the Constitution, and to adhere to Roe v. Wade, or any law that contradicts God's law, which is no law at all. And so many things. If you remember it, check out defytyrants.com. Defy Tyrants. Yeah, or you can just look up Defy Tyrants like on Google or something. So I mean, really, I've yet to talk to an officer in over 3 years of street preaching who's done their duty in regards to the most helpless and vulnerable and most needy among us. We talk about Chicago's known for violence, but what about the greatest violence happening inside these places? No one's doing anything about that. The police are protecting it, enabling it. I've seen police act like basically working for these places, that helping to ensure the babies were taken in to be murdered. And so I mean that's evil. And so ask yourself, as a Christian, as a man, as a police officer, what is my duty before God in regards to this? Is it my duty to remain silent and go with the flow because I need a paycheck? Don't put a paycheck before God. I know several men who have given up their jobs or are prepared to give up their jobs over the mask and the vaccine, and they got children. One of them has 10 children, and they'd have a great reason to. You think they have a great reason to, like, I got to do the mask, I got to take the vaccine because I got children to feed, but they didn't. And they were in their jobs for decades, 25, 35 years. So, I mean, what I'm telling you, I've seen other men give up their jobs for much lesser things than babies being murdered. Or, they get fired, let go, because they refuse to take the injection or put a mask on their face. So, I mean, yeah, what we're saying is hard. But what did Jesus say? Jesus said to deny yourself, pick up your cross daily, and follow me. And I look at myself constantly, and I ask myself, am I doing that? I exhort the magistrates, those in office, to do that. I know the Christians to do that, but am I doing it? So when I'm telling you, I think about all the time myself. What is my duty? I'm not in office, not currently, but as a man, as a Christian, I have a duty, and I'm asking myself, have I done my duty before God, or have I done what the Lord wants me to do, or have I failed? Have I sacrificed what I need to do? Have I made the sacrifice God would have me to do? And right now I'm not sure of the answer. I'm still looking at that. I'm doing what I can do without going to jail.
Okay.
And
all I ask basically at the end of the day, just keep the doors blocked clear.
yeah, we're not going to block the
See
doors.
what you got. Because I got to go. I said defytyrants.com.
DefyTyrants.com.
Check it out.
What was your name, officer?
Rule, R-U-L-E.
R-U-L-E. Okay, and your badge number?
6463.
6463. Okay. Well, thank you, officer. Thanks for being pleasant and reasonable, and really think about what I shared with you.
I'm going to check out what you told me. Defy Tyrants, right?
Yeah, DefyTyrants.com.